Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Tony Forex, and it's on Sunday. The week is just about to begin, and I'm here to talk about weekly recap on how the week has been doing, and also um do some analysis and also discuss the upcoming week and be ready for it, okay? Because it's on Sunday where we do our back testing and we also analyze the charts and be ready for the market, okay? You cannot just start the week without analyzing whatever has happened. You check where did you make a mistake, if you made losses, if you made profits, and also you need to improve your trading. Every day you learn, okay? So to those new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and also make sure you watch the previous videos, because I'll be updating you guys on the progress. I'm going to start a challenge very soon, and yeah, when it's ready we'll start that challenge, and I'll be updating everybody. Okay, so what do you do when you on weekends? The first thing you do is you come and check your economic calendar, okay? Because you are basing your analysis on data, okay? Before you go to the technical analysis, we have economic calendar where we check our news, the upcoming weeks on Monday on different pairs. As a beginner, you also need to understand that forex trading, we trade different currency pairs. We have the major currency, we have the minor currency, and we have the exotics. So you need to understand the pair that you want to trade. You cannot just enter the market and trade randomly. So meaning, if you come to the economic calendar like my FX book, it means you're able to see, okay, how are these currencies that I want to trade, how are they, what am I expecting? There's the news for China on Monday, that is at what time? That is at 3 a.m. okay? So you note down especially the news that have high impact news, okay? And for the USD, we have this news coming at 3:30 in the afternoon, and that's on Monday. On Tuesday, on Tuesday we also have an employment rate for this currency euro for Spain, that is for Spain. And also we have ADP employment change for USD, and goods trade balance, okay? On Wednesday, very early in the morning, we have a very high impact news on AUD, Australian dollar. So you need to check on these, okay? And you need to be alert on this type of news, okay? And you check through the economic calendar of the entire week, and just be ready. So okay, we have the interest rate, the Fed interest rate is coming up on Wednesday, that's 29th of July. This is having a very high interest rate, and there's a probability they'll maintain the interest rate at 3.75, okay? But again, this is data that is not yet released, so you just have to position yourself in the market and be ready so that you do not get caught off guard, okay? Also, you need to know that there's also a conference that will follow at 21:30, that is Kenyan time. So you need to listen to what the FOMC members are going to talk about. It's not FOMC, but it's the Fed interest rate decision that is going to be announced on this day. And you also check on Thursday what you have. This helps you to know what pairs you're trading and what high impact news do they carry, okay, and at what time, okay? And as a trader, you also need to understand what time of the day do I trade and what session do I trade. We have 4 sessions. We have the Sydney session, we have the Tokyo session, we have the London session, and we also have the New York session. So you need to understand which sessions do I trade. You cannot just trade randomly, okay? So there's a lot to learn. So a quick setup here for GBPUSD. I've been looking at this pair keenly because this is this MC's style of creating this type of setup, okay? But again, as a trader, you have to understand that the market structure is what you need to understand, what is happening in this market, okay? And I said in the previous video, when you open the chart like this, always first thing, try to go to the higher time frame, okay? try to go to the higher time frame. At least when you go to the daily time frame like this, you're able to see how has the market been behaving. The market has been going up and down, and this will help you mark key levels. Okay, what happened last week? Okay, so you're able to see the market has been quite bearish since Monday. This was 20th of July for this pair, and it closed on Friday quite a little bit bullish. But how did we analyze this market, and how did we get entries on this market? Okay, so when you look at this market structure, okay, we have an uptrend here, and also we have a downtrend on this market. Okay, and we have key levels here for break of structure, and we said in the previous video that break of structure has only one purpose. It signals that there's a continuation in that particular trend. Okay, in this case this trend is bullish. Okay, so you have to mark your levels carefully, that if you see this level broken, you wait for a retest on that level and you take your buys in this uptrend. And the same also on this downtrend. Okay, but in this instance I'm seeing the previous swing low, the previous high low on the uptrend was broken, and it was broken on Thursday. Okay, so this could be just a small retest, and then we take our sell entries on this pair. Okay, so this is a confirmation. To me, this is a confirmation on a 4-hour time frame. Okay, again, I need to remind you, this is for educational purposes. This is not financial advice. You do your analysis, you understand how you make your setups and how you get your entries. So number one, start with the higher time frame, then go to a lower time frame to look for entries. Okay, do not always go to smaller time frames and then get your entries without even checking the daily bias. Okay, because the higher time frame will help you to get a sense of the market direction. Okay, so for this market I'm anticipating it closed bearish, but we have, if you're able to see here, when we talk about the candlestick patterns, we have this candle here. It's the bullish engulfing. You see it closed above this previous candle, so this could be a confirmation that buyers are also trying to take control of this market, a little bit push to even close this. There's a fair value gap here which can be mitigated, and then we proceed downwards. Okay, reason being the US dollar has been quite strong, and what is making the US dollar strong is the war that is going on. That's fundamental news. Okay, you also need to understand, besides the technical side of trading, you need to understand the fundamental analysis. And fundamentally speaking, the war in Iran, between Iran, Israel and US, this is a oil driven war. Okay, anytime you see there's escalation of these tensions, you see the price of oil goes up, and when the price of oil goes up, it means the dollar will also go up. Okay, why will the dollar go up? It's because oil is also priced in the USD. So that's why many traders recently, they do not understand why there's war but gold depreciated in value. Okay, it's because a dollar also strengthened in two ways, as it being priced in USD, and also dollar being the traditional safe haven. Okay, so fundamentally speaking, you need to understand. Okay, many people call these times the Trump strategy, meaning you always have to come and check what is Trump saying. You come to like Truth Social. Okay, because some of these speeches by Trump are quite random. Okay, so meaning you'll come and see, okay, 2 hours ago, what did this person say? What did the president of the United States say? Okay, normally he tweets. Okay, and you need to understand all that, and you need to be able to interpret all these types of switches, or all these types of speeches. Okay, and when you come to this website, the Forex Factory, okay, you see, for example, we have a headline here: Iran to hold attacks as long as US maintains latest pause. Okay, What does that tell you? A de-escalation. Okay, and we have a de-escalation. It means we expect what? The price of oil to go down. Okay, where's the US oil? US oil is here, and it closed when it was 90. So I'm expecting to see, you see, on Thursday the price of oil went up to 93. Okay, now it has started dropping. Okay, but as it is dropping, what is making it drop? You have to understand those speeches being made, and they are random, they're not scheduled. Okay, so that's why most traders are being left out. Okay, on weekends you have to understand, before the market closed, what did Iran, Israel, and USA say from both parties. We have negotiators, okay, meeting up. What did they say? We just have this news here. What does it say? They're going to hold attacks, meaning that's a de-escalation. We expect at least maybe the Strait of Hormuz to be opened, some ships to pass without any further attacks, and it means the price of oil should come down. Okay, and when the price of oil comes down, it means the value of the dollar will also come down. But take in mind, this week we have key important data, so you have to combine all this. You have to combine the fundamental news, and you have to combine also your technical analysis style of setup. Okay, so you have to be very careful, and that's why it is important to apply risk management. And one of the most important risk management that I normally tell my students to apply is make sure that all your trades have a stop loss, because it is easier to bounce back, but it is not easy to get another capital to trade. So you have to take that into account always. For example, you are trading a $100 account, and in a particular trade, maybe you are risking 1%, or maybe you are risking a certain percentage. So maybe you lose $10, you're remaining with $90. $90, you can still come back with it in the market and bounce back. But what if you didn't have a stop loss? For example, these types of news that are coming in, somebody left a position of maybe sells or buys on a particular pair, and that particular pair, we have this major news that comes normally. If you look at the pattern, if you've been trading, they normally come on Sunday. Okay, and most of the traders always complain. If I even go to this news here that was released 1 hour 9 minutes ago, and then I click on it, you'll see how traders are complaining. Okay, what are they saying? Some of the comments I cannot read here. Okay, so this coming before the market open. I believe the war will be over by the end of the summer. Okay, so most traders, they normally come here to express their frustrations of this kind of news, because these news are random, and they come before the market open or on Friday when the market closes. And also watch out for Monday. Okay, so back to our analysis. That's how oil behaved. Okay, we had key levels here that were broken. Okay, the price was going up, higher highs, and then it broke these key levels. I think there's a point where we took our entry on this US oil here, and then we targeted around 88 point something, and it went further up. So I'm expecting this price to come down and retest 87, and maybe come back and retest these lower levels. And as we continue with that, we'll also see how the negotiation between Iran, US, and Israel is going on, because that is what is moving the price of oil currently. Okay, so how about gold? Let's have a look at what happened on gold. How did we take our entries on gold during the week? It's load. No, this is GBPUSD again. So let me come back to gold. Gold is here. Alright, so how did this go? Okay, let me use this one, I think. Yeah, okay. So gold has been quite bearish. All those who have been trading gold, they know since when gold hit all-time high and came back down. Now we have gold trading here, and I saw a very big bullish engulfing. okay, and I'm expecting gold to come and retest this FVG here. So yeah, if you use the SMC style, you'll see a lot of key levels of the breakout structure are being happening in this market. Another breakout structure here, okay, and there's a key level here that was broken, okay. There's a previous this previous high low, okay, on this uptrend was broken. That was a clear confirmation, okay. So I'm expecting this market to come back and retest it, okay. I'm expecting this market to come back and retest this zone here, okay, before maybe Trump again decides, no, this I'm not going to listen to Iran again, we are going to bomb them again. Anyway, it's always unpredictable, okay, and that has always pushed gold down. Because even if you go to the daily candle, okay, let's go to the daily candle. Where is it? Okay, that's for time frame. Okay, you see, gold has been quite bearish. So it is important that you learn this and understand what is really moving the market. Okay, you're a small retailer and you take your entries on the lower time frames. Okay, how do you do that? You've already confirmed that the market, let me just show you something here. Okay, see, market came down here, okay, mark this level, market came down here, okay, and then you want to take your entry. How will you take your entry in such kind of a market? Okay, I'll use my strategy. Okay, you see this level here, this is the previous high low on this downtrend, okay. So if you see this key level here, okay, this confirms to you that this is a change of character, okay. Price is no longer going down, but price is going up, okay. So you're able to see price going up, okay. So this key level has been broken and that has been retested. Price came here, you missed your buy opportunities here, you can take your buyers opportunities here. And the market, if you do your analysis right, you'll realize that the market normally just follows what the news or the market has already priced in on the news. So this is your perfect entry for buy opportunities if that news that I just showed you maintains, okay. Otherwise gold is still bearish, okay. So maybe a retest of this upper part 40.77 and this a sweep. The market is also, when you look at the market sentiment, the market is also a bit of fear. It's fearful because nobody trusts this news to last. They normally last for a very short time and then there's a change of tone or just an abrupt escalation again. So you have to be very careful with this, okay. And when we talk about these, that is the market sentiment, okay. And you have to check, is the dollar strong, okay, is there any potential reversal, are there retracements in the market, okay. So for a beginner, I'll tell you this, you need to stop looking for entries, look for liquidity first. You need to understand what are liquidities, because that's where professional traders wait, okay. And the retail traders, they normally chase the market, but the market will pay you with patience, okay. So some of the common mistakes that you need to avoid while trading, especially gold, you should avoid trading news without a plan, okay. And then also avoid over leveraging your trades, okay. Another rule that I tell my students, do not anytime you open your chart, the first thing, go to a higher time frame. The first thing, make sure that's the first thing that you do. Do not just open your charts and then start analyzing. Go to the higher time frame first, okay. And another mistake that most traders make is moving their stop losses and trading every setup, okay. So if you become liquidity in the market, you'll be swept, okay. So don't say that forex is a scam, okay. Remember, your goal this week isn't to make money every day. Your goal is to execute your trading plan. Make sure you have a trading plan and work on it consistently, because consistency creates confidence in this type of profession, and you have your confidence out of that, and you build your discipline, and when you don't win every trade, you'll be strong. You'll understand that that's part of the process. Okay, so before you begin, ask yourself, which pair are you watching this week? You cannot trade all pairs. I told you there are 3 types of currency pairs. We have the major pairs, that includes all pairs with the US dollar and for bigger economies, and we also have the minor pairs. Okay, and we have the exotic pairs. So you have to understand which pair are you looking at. Okay, and you ask yourself, for example, if you're trading gold, okay, gold is a commodity. If you're trading gold, you ask yourself, do you think gold will continue high or will it continue going down? And then you can also include your comments down there, and then we discuss, we keep learning every day. Okay, so if you found this helpful as you prepare for the week, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification, because I have a lot of videos that I'm going to make on different trading styles this coming week. Okay, so you check, we have gold, we have different currency pairs. Okay, and maybe to take you through, also sometimes you need to check the candlesticks patterns. Okay, they're also helpful. This is a module that I have, the anatomy of the candlesticks. Beginners, this is for you. When you see this kind of candles in the market, what does it tell you? Okay, the doji candle, it means buyers and sellers are fighting in the market. Okay, so when you see a hammer, inverted hammer, okay, normally where does it appear? It appears after downtrend, clearly showing a strong rejection. It means buyers are taking control of the market. So it's good to understand these candlestick patterns. Okay, and then also for those who use indicators, we have, for example, the moving averages. Okay, what is a moving averages? Okay, very, very important. Okay, so as we wrap up this, I said it is important. First, come to your economic calendar, check which news do you have, which major news do you have, and what currency are you trading. So you have to understand that if you're trading this currency, make sure you go and check, okay, am I expecting news? Maybe you are swing trading, okay, and then maybe the pair that you are trading, you have an open position, is it going to be affected? Because you don't have the data is not yet released. Okay, so you come also and check news, and always keep these tabs open on your devices. At least there are also apps on your phone. You can download the MyFX book. You can download and always check. Maybe you are traveling, you can check, okay, which news am I expecting, what's happening. Keep an eye on international news. Make sure you understand what's going on between Iran, Israel, and USA. What is Donald Trump and his team saying? What is Iran and their team also saying? Are they de-escalating truly as you go into the week? Okay, so you have to be ready. So again, as I finish this video, I wish you all disciplined and profitable trading week. See you in the next video. Thank you.